Virgos. Let's see what's happening for you guys in the month of May. So I'm trying to get these readings out before May even starts. So let's see. Month of May. I'll shuffle the clarifiers a little bit. I would also appreciate if you guys make sure you react to the video and comment, even if it's a little emoji. But I created a new page, which I forgot to tag in the title. If you guys could go support it, I would greatly appreciate it. I will tag it after I finish the live. Hey. Okay, let's see what's coming up for Virgo in the month of May. Virgo, what's coming up for Virgo in the month of May? We start off with the Fool card, all right. What's coming up for Virgo? Four of Cups. What's coming up for... Aw, Rosie, thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Oh, all right, that one flew out. Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. What's coming up for Virgo in the month of May? Temperance. Virgo. Three of Pentacles or Three of Spheres. What's coming up for Virgo in the month of May? Ooh, Ace of Cups. I love it. King of Wands. What's coming up for Virgo in the month of May? What's coming up for Virgo? Two of Swords and Five of Swords. Eesh. Okay, well, we'll see. Six of Swords. Okay, I'm actually going to put this one up here just because, the sides aren't very visible. All right, so there we go. Okay. Six of Swords is the overall energy. So you're in between something. Six of Swords in this deck, that's why it's pointing 3 towards the back, 3 towards the front, because it's in between. You're in between letting something go and walking towards something else. This is like in between two shores, right? Picture yourself in a little boat, even if you are an earth sign. Picture yourself in a little boat, rowing away from something, but still looking at it, right? Because the Three of Swords is there, and yet heading in a different direction, okay? With the Fool card, there it is. I mean, I feel like we're just going to keep repeating this message throughout the reading. The Fool card and the Wheel of Fortune. Fool card is taking a leap of faith, feeling really excited and optimistic about where you're going. Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like feeling that the universe is pushing you to do this. Like it's unstoppable. It's inevitable. You're heading towards something. You have no fucking clue how it's going to turn out. And you're still like, I've got to go. With the Four of Cups, I like this because even though this feels really uncomfortable, change usually is. It's our little sense of identity or ego trying to protect us from death, right? So change is usually uncomfortable because our brain is fighting us the whole time. No, we're safe here. Don't go. But I do feel like this is a really good indication of you being in a really peaceful mentality when you do it. Four of Cups in this deck indicates like being really at peace, meditating, maybe being really calm, which is why it shows the Four of Cups protecting the person, not crushing them. Okay. With Temperance, I do feel like it might have taken you some time. It might have taken you some time to get to the state of acceptance, because Temperance is a major arcana. This is a major arcana. This is a major arcana. These take time. When we say we have free will, that is very true. We do. However, major arcanas means that there's something happening that's meant to push you in a different direction. It's meant to help you grow, right? And so, hey, Mandy. I love it when you guys are here when I'm doing it live. When let's say that we're supposed to go through a specific type of situation for our growth, right? Whether that's that's maybe going through a situation where there's codependency, okay? And you avoid a person because you're like, no, they're codependent, but you're still having to learn the lesson around that. Even if you avoid a love relationship, a friend might show up or a family member might show up that is still going to teach you a lesson. So that's what major arcanas are. You have the free will to avoid people, to avoid situations, but if a lesson is meant to be learned, it's going to come through no matter what we do, okay? And I feel like right now, the lesson that you're learning is about letting go. The lesson you're learning is about moving on out of your comfort zone, okay? So with Temperance, that took time. Hey, Ashley. Thank you, guys. The little comments, even if they're tiny, they help. Thank you so much. Even if it took time, I do see you getting to the state. Look at her. Or him, this being. On top of 3 spheres, balanced. So I do think that although this has taken you time and you're still in the in-between stage, you're like, I can do this. I've got this. This is not going to crush me. This is not going to end me. I am stronger than this. And I do think whatever happened here, we do have the 5 cups, which not only indicates a difficulty in accepting an ending, it also indicates pain, right? It indicates difficulty in how things ended or disappointment, regret. However, we do have the Ace of Cups here, which is forgiveness. It's healing. It's opening yourself up to seeing the other person as just human, understanding that everybody makes mistakes. We make mistakes. So it could indicate literally forgiveness of self, just like it could indicate forgiveness of somebody else, realizing that they're not a terrible person, even if at times we may have felt they were, or if we're the ones that are walking away from a commitment or from something like that. This is forgiveness of realizing I'm not a terrible person. This is just how things are playing out, and I'm going to honor what I feel. So, King of Wands. You may be walking towards somebody that has fire in their chart with this Ace of Cups and King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag. I do think that this is a big part of where the healing has come, the acceptance has come for this big change. And I love that you're showing up with the 2 of Swords. So King of Wands and 2 of Swords, this is being very decisive, being very firm, taking action and not looking back. This is why it was so difficult. Because Virgo, I'm not sure how your natal chart is formatted, but whatever it is that you have in your chart makes you the type of person that you don't like to be in between decisions. Whatever decision you're going to take, you're like, the rest is dead to me. So it makes it more difficult to make a decision because you know that once you turn the other way, there's no coming back. And that's a double-edged sword, just like everything else, right? There's pros and cons. The pro is that once you take a decision, you are absolutely certain that is the decision that should have been taken. But before you get to that part, it keeps you held maybe in places that you should have left. So like everything else, double-edged sword, right? Now we do have the 5 of Swords here. So this is a sense of defeat, loss. And the fact that a sword is replacing the head tells me how in your head you may be at times. That's why I love that the 6 of Swords is here, because although this is here, the 6 of Swords comes after. There is a releasing of that. And like, you know what? Accepting it. It is what it is. I can't fight this anymore, which is probably why you're feeling this way. Because Virgo, let's be real, you do have a strong sense of, you know what? I hate when people start advertising on my lives. I don't know if it allows me to block people while I'm live. Yes, it does. Wonderful. Let's block and delete that shit. I'll delete it later. Fuck out of here. Anyways. Virgo, you like having a sense of control. You like having a sense of knowing where you're going, and once you make a decision, you can hold on to it. So if you have to walk away from a commitment, you're in this state of, I thought I could hold on to it. I thought I could make this happen. I thought that we would be together forever. etc. Right? So you're in this, it's almost like you feel defeated that you couldn't win against yourself, which is interesting. So let's go ahead and start clarifying. Let's see what the Six of Swords has in store for you. Clarify Six of Swords for Virgo. Clarify, High Priestess, Eight of Cups, clarify Six of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. And there you have it. I literally just finished saying this. You want to be in a state of control. You want to be in, I know where I'm going. I chose this because I know what's coming here. And now I have to release it? Yeah, you do. Because it's no longer emotionally fulfilling you. You can't hold on to something, regardless of how much you want, when your higher self is saying, honey, you have to let go. You have to let go. This is your higher self communicating. See? You get the High Priestess. See it? Yeah, that's your higher self saying, no, I know you really want to hold on to this. I know this feels safe. But you know the mental image I'm getting? I'm getting the mental image of, you know, when children have a blankie or a teddy bear, but this thing has been through hell, it's shredded and it's dirty, and you have to switch it out at some point. You're like, I know they're going to get really upset, but I can give them one better. I can give them one that's a higher quality. But when you're trying to take it, they're throwing a fit, right? And they're crying and they're screaming and they look at you like you're so fucking cruel. Why would you do this to me? This is where you're at. This is the state of like not wanting to release, not wanting to let go and saying, no, I want this. Well, you can't hold on to it because it's not the right thing for you, whatever it is. The universe has a better, cleaner blankie for you. Now, I'm not saying this person is dirty. I'm just saying, I mean, if that applies, great, that applies. But it just means that there's something better coming for you, which is why your higher self is asking you to release. Let's clarify the Fool. Clarify the Fool. We get the Six of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Nine of Wands with the Sun. Interesting. Ace of Cups came up twice. So with the Six of Cups, whatever it is you're moving towards, whatever it is that you're taking this giant leap of faith, because look at him, he literally looks like he's flying through the air. It has deep roots into your subconscious or deep roots into your soul. However, these two cards together do make the Seven, which is you felt this deep connection, like, I don't even know how to explain it, what I'm feeling, but it was like something wormed its way deep into your heart. So you did feel this abundance of emotion, this abundance of energy towards this connection, but you still had this indecision of like, it almost felt too good to be true. Whatever it is that came in, it was like, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust this. And then you started making all these excuses of like, well, okay, but even if I did choose it, there would be so much difficulties. Why would I choose difficulties? You know why? Because it's the Sun. It represents happiness to you. It represents this sense of vitality and joy and just exuberance and everything that the Sun represents. It's just the Sun. It feels like the Sun to you. Think about your world without a sun. That's how you would feel without this connection. So even if you told yourself, well, there's a lot of difficulties though. There would be a lot of paperwork. There would be a lot of this. There would be a lot of that. You started building up a case against it. And the Sun still won. Which is why you're sitting here like, fuck, I lost against my own mind. Well, sometimes, Virgo, it do be like that. Let's clarify Four of Cups. Clarify Four of Cups for Virgo. Remember I said the 5 is here? There it is. Clarify Four of Cups. I knew it. I could smell it. Queen of Swords. Clarify Queen of Cups. Clarify Four of Cups, sorry. Clarify Four of Cups for Virgo. Eight of Swords. Interesting. And Justice. Okay. So, if this is whatever it is that's happening here, whatever it is that you're moving towards, I think you're realizing that this is a karmic contract. This is you from past lives, and this is what your higher self has been trying to download into your subconscious, right? You signed up for this. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want to or not, you signed up for it. In your natal chart, if this is a person, do synastry. If this is a situation, do synastry. If this is a location, do synastry. Whatever it is in your chart, it will show you either a past life connection or a past life connection. That's really what a karmic connection, basically. So although it's been difficult, the acceptance has been hard for you. The acceptance that you can't win the case you built in your mind against it. You're like, okay, let's just get this shit over with. Look at her face. Cracks me up. Look at the face. That is such a Virgo face. I swear to God. Even though this is supposed to be Libra or air signs. Look at her face. She's just like, let's just get this shit over with. And there were times, Virgo, where you were just feeling completely trapped, probably suffocated, even if this is natural. And I'm going to say why I think it's natural. It's natural because I don't know if you guys have ever seen a butterfly try to escape the chrysalis, or not escape, but leave the chrysalis. It looks like such a struggle. But if you research, I forgot his name because I didn't look it up before the reading, but there's a scientist that actually was like, what if we help the butterfly leave, right? Wouldn't that be better instead of watching them struggle like they're going to fucking die? So with a very fine knife, he cut the outside of the chrysalis so that the butterfly wouldn't struggle when it was leaving its chrysalis. And you know what happened? The butterfly died when it came out because the struggle was necessary. The struggling out of the chrysalis was necessary to give its wings the strength and power it needed to fly. So although this is very painful for you, although this feels like, God damn, I wish this could just be over, it's necessary. It's necessary to give you the strength and conviction that what you're doing is worth the struggle, that what you're doing is worth the trouble, the complications, the conflict, whatever it is that's coming up for you, it's worth it. You'll know. You'll know just how deeply you feel towards this situation because of everything you're willing to go through for it. And then you'll realize, wow, I'm fighting so hard for this shit. This tells me how important it is to me, how it's the fucking sun. You can't live without it. For now. For now. Let's clarify Wheel of Fortune. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Clarified by the world. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Strength card. Son of Swords. With the Eight of Wands. Now, the thing about this, Virgo, is that I really feel like this came out of nowhere. It's just hit you like a ton of bricks. Hi, how are you, my love? The little hard eyes. It hit you out of nowhere. But this is the way it's supposed to happen, okay? Because if you knew that something like this was coming, you would have avoided it. Because let's be real, Virgo is all about avoiding distractions, avoiding unnecessary complications. You would have avoided it. The universe like, no. See, we've got to drop it in real quick before they know what hit them. And now, all of a sudden, you're hit with all these major arcanas. Wheel of Fortune, destiny, fate, the inevitability of moving forward, the world, ending of cycles, feeling like you just can't stay. No matter how hard you try, you just can't stay because it's over. And having the bravery, the boldness, the courage to move forward. Being decisive. Because it just, you didn't have time to plan and prepare against it. That's why. You had no clue it was heading your way. You had no clue it was coming. If you had, though, we all know what you would have done. So this is why the universe, like, we got to be sneaky with this one. We've got to drop it in on them before they know what the fuck hit them. Let's clarify temperance. Clarify temperance. Wow. Look at this shit. Woof. Child. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Four of Swords. You finally stopped fighting it. This did lead to feeling defeated, right? But when you finally stopped fighting this tearing your heart apart, and you started listening to your inner voice, you started listening to your intuition, acceptance came. Clarity came. But it didn't come without the fight. It didn't come without heartbreak and heartache. With the Father of Wands, and I feel so bad, but this is one of the few ways I always interpret this card, because out of all the kings, this is the king that wants it all, right? And I think part of what you've really struggled with is being identified this way. Because Virgo, you are Earth, right? So you're very careful about your reputation. You're very careful about how people see you. You want to have this really pristine image. And I think that this was fucking with that pristine image. Because you're thinking long term, what about my children? What about, even if you don't have children right now, what will my future children think of me? What will my family think of me? I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and doing something I'm not even comfortable with. But you finally came to terms with it with temperance because you started listening to your inner voice. Sometimes the way the world interprets things doesn't necessarily mean that that's the right way to interpret things. And coming to terms with that was difficult for you. So let's clarify this Three of Spheres, because I'm seeing teamwork now. I'm seeing cooperation. Let's clarify that. Clarify Three of Spheres for Virgo. Three of Spheres. Oh, wow. Nine of... Virgo. Clarify Three of Spheres. Clarify Three of Spheres for Virgo. And there we have it. Decisions, Virgo. You may be moving towards an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Doesn't have to be, but it could be. And with the Three of Pentacles, you already know that you and this person have a really strong foundation. There's a really strong bond. So you are freeing yourself because you need to walk towards this. This is like, whatever it is you're moving away from and towards, it's just, I can feel my heart chakra expanding with this. And I'm just channeling your energy. But it's mutual. The Two of Cups means it's mutual. So with the Nine of Pentacles and the Father of Pentacles, this is somebody that you can see yourself long-term with. You can see yourself building a family with them. You can see yourself building long-term. That's basically the overall energy. Long-term structure, stability is here. You finally made the decision, Virgo. Let's clarify Ace of Cups. There's the Three of Pentacles again, Seven of Swords. Ooh, you're being sneaky, Virgo. Mother of Pentacles. Oh, you guys crack me up. So these emotions that this person made you feel, this feelings, the the lovey-doveyness, the connection, you were hiding it. You're like, no, I do not feel this. I don't know what the fuck this person is talking about. They are lying, when in reality, you're sitting on the truth. You're the one hiding it. The foundation is there. And this life that you've built, that you struggled so hard to let go of, it was meant to get you here, but it doesn't mean that it's meant to hold you forever. You already have a strong foundation within yourself. You don't need to rely on whatever forms of structure or stability you had over here to keep having a strong foundation. And I think that realization came, but not without you really struggling. Because I'm going to tell you something, with the Daughter of Swords, it's almost like you were watching this person. You wanted some sort of guarantee that this wasn't a waste of time. You wanted some sort of assurance that this wasn't going to fail. This new connection wasn't going to fail. But that's not how things work, Virgo. This is your match. No matter how you shuffle it, this is your match. And we're not always guaranteed anything. There's no guarantees in love. There's no guarantees in taking giant leaps of faith. There's no guarantees. That's why it's a fucking leap of faith. You just got to trust, my love. You got to trust that the struggle, any difficulties that come with this connection are worth it. You're going to have to trust. Let's clarify this King of Wands. Clarify King of Wands, Virgo. Get the Son of Cups. Clarify King of Wheel of Fortune. Clarify King of Wands. Virgo, I swear. I think for a long time you were also worried that this is a fantasy. You're like, God, I'm getting into that age of, I don't know if it's transit, if you know astrology, you might have said, this could be a transit. This could be something that's affecting my mind. Now I'm getting all, delusional. When in reality, you know that it's fate. You know that it's destiny. This person is meant to be with you. This person is meant to be your mate. And you know what? With the Son of Wands here, one of my favorite things about connections like these is that the desire for this person, the pull towards them is so strong that sometimes you're like, am I in love with them or am I in lust with them? And it's both. Because the universe has to make a pull, like a magnet. They've got to be so strong that they pull you out of this comfort zone, this little quicksand that you've built for yourself. If the pull wasn't that strong, you wouldn't leave. Sorry, guys. Okay, Wi-Fi issues. Okay, let's clarify this Two of Swords. Clarify Two of Swords. We get the Star, Daughter of Pentacles, Daughter of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. Remember when the King and the 9 made the 10? This connection is not only going to be financially stable, financially abundant, but it also is going to give you emotional stability. I think part of what you've really been struggling with, Virgo, is that this person is everything you've ever wanted. You see them as a star, and that terrifies you, because when you come across somebody that you don't have to fix, they're not a fixer-upper. It's almost like you're like, well, but would they value me though? Because that's what I usually do. I usually help people rise from, whatever despair they're in, from whatever brokenness they're in. And if I don't have to do this for this person, am I valuable to them? Yes, you are. But I will tell you this, this connection has you in learning mode. You're showing up as a page or daughter of Pentacles, Daughter of Swords. You're learning a lot with this person. This is a true king in several ways. This is not somebody that you have to educate. This is not somebody that you have to push, prod, poke. They have strong stability within themselves. And if anything, you are growing by being around this person. And I think that's very unsettling for you. You're used to being the teacher. You're used to being the one teaching and growing somebody else. Let's look at this Five of Swords, because the defeat, honestly, is just that you wanted to hold on to your comfort zone. You wanted to hold on to what you had already built, and you can't. Let's clarify Five of Swords. Clarify Five of Swords for Virgo. We've got the Six of Wands. Oh, too many. Clarify Five of Swords for Virgo. Clarify Five of Swords for Virgo. Oh, look at that, Virgo. You manifested this. Whether you realize it or not, you manifested it. Whatever prayers you were putting out into the universe, whatever manifestations you were putting out into the universe like, okay, here you go. And then your whole world is upended. True manifestations, that's how they work. And I will say this, part of what's really killing you, part of what's really getting to you, is you're very worried about your reputation. You're very worried about how people are going to view you, about how structures and organizations and traditions, if you're breaking them, are you going to no longer be seen as somebody wise, somebody composed, somebody who is a light? You are. But keep in mind, whatever you tell yourself, you're also manifesting. We are constantly in a mode, like manifestation is never on or off. I mean, manifestation is never off. It's always on. Yeah, this could be happening right now. I mean, I am doing the reading right now, but this is going to be extending throughout the month of May. So I'm going to keep doing readings as updates. So we'll see if the energy shifts. But for now, this is very much what's on your mind. This is what's torturing you. When in reality, this is going to be very stable. This is still going to give light to the world. It is going to be something that out of darkness rises something beautiful. But you're going to have to trust yourself, Virgo, that you're making the right choices, that you're making wise choices, okay? Even if sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Okay? Whew, Virgo, this was one hell of a roller coaster we just went through, you and I. I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. I appreciate those of you who are commenting, reacting. I love you. Thank you so much. And I will see you. Oh, make sure you go support my Lunelix page. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.